Hello.
Hi, Aphrodite. Oh, who's here with us?
Yes. Lovely souls. Hello to all of you.
Hey, Aphrodite, can I trouble you to speak a bit louder?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, can everybody hear her? Good, we can. Thank you so much for being here. It is a lovely evening today.
Yes, thank you all for attending today. I have something important I want to share. Some of you have heard about Atlantis. Some might not. Some of you might have been to Atlantis. Some might not. But it doesn't matter. What I want to share is something that humanity finds it a subject, I would say, difficult to embrace. That is talking about you and who you are. All of you are made because two people loved each other, and therefore you were created. And that is the power of two coming together. Now, that is meant to be something beautiful, sacred. It is a very, very powerful energy. When two energy comes together and give each other an exchange. It is an exchange, like a form of communication, but not many know this. I will not talk too much about the details of things, but I just want to share that why it is important about sexuality and love, and it is one, it's not different. So today is a little lesson about that. I want to share that it's very important when two come together, the intention is pure. The intention must be pure. What do I mean by that? If one comes to meet another with an intention to control, or with the intention that I am more powerful than you, that is not pure. And then the energy that you create is not pure. Do you know that when you have this act of sexuality, sex together, the power is very, very strong? Do you know? Do you all know that you are capable of creating something very powerful? But sadly, like what happened in Atlantis, sadly, a lot of that mystery is lost because it's no longer done in purity. And that saddens me. I will share more of all this in the class because I cannot share everything today. But I want you all to know that you all play an important role in this. And it's important to love yourself first, because if you do not love yourself, you cannot freely give yourself to another. There will always be something holding you back. And that also, it's like shortchanging yourself. And it doesn't allow the beauty and the power to create something so beautiful. And when you create this beautiful power, this energy, you can change a lot of things around you. So I know humans talk about change. They want something better. They always want something better. But you can actually create that change within you. Now, women very often look down at yourself. Why is that? Do you know that the woman is the one that holds the power in sexual intercourse? It is the women. It is the woman that creates the power and gives it to the men, not the other way round, as what some might think. So, if you are a man here, you must learn to respect your woman, because she is the one that can give you that power. And when I talk about power, I don't mean power of control. I mean this energy, this beautiful energy that heals the soul, that heals the body. Do you know that this energy can actually heal you physically if you do it right? So, that is what I want to share. Does anyone have questions?
You could type the questions in the chat box, or you can just simply turn on your mic and ask Crystal or can ask Aphrodite directly. So I will just ask the first question then, Aphrodite, that how did we lose that perspective where it is the women who is in control when it comes to sex? How did we lose that along the way?
Yes, that is a good question. Women in the past were actually taught to be the one that is like the leader of the house, the mother. But that was lost over time because men had a different thinking, polluted by power and strength. But strength is not in the muscle or how big your muscles are. Strength comes from within, and women have very strong inner strength. But they were, over the years and centuries, silenced for that. Silenced for speaking up. Silenced for doing what they felt was right. And that has caused a lot of fear. Fear by your ancestors that runs through your DNA today. But what I see is that women are rising up. There are more women taking positions to voice their frustration and to do what is right or to speak the truth. But it is not meant to step on another man, no. It is all about equality and balance and living in harmony and love. That is what we need to achieve. Not about one is better than the other or one is stronger than the other, no. We need both. We need both kind of energy. Have you heard the feminine and the masculine, like you say? We need both to succeed. Both in balance.
Thank you. That's a very appropriate answer for us to understand how we actually lost the power. So from your perspective, how can we regain our birthright, I guess, or understand or gain back the understanding of equality that have been lost for so long, for so many generations, and for that so much so that our DNA actually kept the subservient and lesser perspective of being a woman. They even call us the fairer sex.
Yes, the labels are unfortunate. Well, if you are, I don't want to say whether it's a woman or a man. I think some men also feel that way. It's about the energy, whether you have more feminine energy or more masculine energy. Yeah, it is not about gender. So if I say, if you feel that you're right, you should speak up about that. There is a lot of fear. Once you remove fear, then things will be different. When you fill the fear with love and peace and harmony, and you learn to respect every living being, doesn't matter the gender or whether it's human or not, that is where we can achieve this balance. Atlantis, I can say a little bit about what happened. It is because they lost the respect for the other beings there. Atlantis was beautiful because it consisted of many, many different beings living together in peace and harmony. And the downfall was when one decided to be mightier than the other. So that is the same, that is what is happening in humanity today. When you think you are better than another being, it could be an animal, then you are wrong. Because all have their equal place. Everyone has their equal position. None is better than the other. So, if you see someone that needs help, do you keep quiet or you speak up for them?
You speak up for them. I hope that's not rhetoric.
That is good, but not everyone agrees. Not everyone does it. You might know, but do you do it? It is two different things because humans are still living in fear.
How do you think, as humans, that we can rise from the energy of fear? Because fear is everywhere. There is fear of missing out. There is fear of being judged, fear of not being included or being part of a community, of being ostracized. This fear energy is just pervasive in every part of our life. Was there so much fear in Atlantis as well?
Yes, the later years of the Atlantis existence was fear as well. Fear to dominate, being dominated. But that is another story. Now, fear, how to remove it, you say, is to go beyond that. What is there really to fear? When you don't know what could happen or what is going to happen, you're fearing for your life. You still know your life does not end, even though it ends in earth. It's just your physical body that ends, that is all. Your life never ends. It's always ongoing. It's always living. You cannot kill the soul. You might kill your body, but that's it. So what is there really to fear? We're all here, you're all here, and you chose to be here to experience this life. That is how it is. Now, that's when I say the importance of this love. The love between two people. I say you are all here sitting today because two people decided to love each other and created you. So, to rise above fear is also to create love. How do you create love? One of the ways that you are gifted with being on earth is to have this creation of love through the act of sex between two people. When you do this act and do it filled with love for your partner, you will feel it. You will feel that energy, the intensity of that energy, and that energy gives you that emotion of love. It makes you feel complete. It makes you feel strong and wanted and desired. And then you feel good. So yes, isn't that an answer to your question?
That actually give rise to another following question, because there are quite a few people here who are single and looking for a partner. So what is a suggestion for them to start feeling the desirability and being wanted if they don't have a partner yet?
Yes. Of course, to do it, you have to find a partner, a mutual partner. But it first starts with you. Do you truly love yourself? Because only love admits love and is able to attract love. So the question you need to ask yourself is, are you creating the beauty that you see and the beauty that you want to see? Because when you are beautiful, you will attract the beauty that is seeking you. So it's not you seeking outside, but you are seeking inside first.
Thank you. I think that's a really very good solution or suggestion, because a lot of time we don't feel beautiful until somebody else tells us we are. But the trick and the formula is that we really should start feeling beautiful inside. Then the world can see the beauty in us. It's not the other way around, as within, so without, right? So I actually do have some other question here. Muktia in the chat room asks, has religion been a contributor to the present situation where there is much differentiation in behavior and responsibility? And I think he's referring to the imbalance of power between men and women. Has religion played a role in that situation?
Yes, it has. It is a good question. Unfortunately, it has. I do not believe that it was meant to be that way, but how it was being interpreted by humanity is different, because all the gods and goddesses, all of us, speak the same universal language, and that is love. It is the same. But how you take that and bring it into your life and understand it, we cannot control that. So unfortunately, humanity got distracted by all these. Because if you ask yourself deep inside, do you need a religion to tell you what to do and what is right and what is not? You are the best person to decide for your own life. Even I cannot decide your life for you.
Just out of curiosity, was there a religion in Atlantis?
There is no religion in Atlantis. But because there are so many different beings from different places, some from the stars, some from the sea, some from the land, so everyone has some form of their where they come from, some of their own culture that they bring, you can say. But no, we do not have a religion.
And were there any high priestess or people who were practicing spirituality to help the people there in Atlantis?
Yes and no. Because Atlantis was more an experiment. It's a very technologically driven civilization. We are very, very high tech at that time. So I would not say that that was the focus. The focus of creating Atlantis, really, we wanted to see how we were able to bring people from different places and galaxies and stars to come to Earth and to live together. And how would that work? Because everyone brings different gifts. So it was about learning from each other the different gifts and also intermingling with the different beings of the earth, like the dolphins and the whales and the mermaids.
Beautiful. Thank you. There is one question here about best way to balance our sacred chakra. If I can be so bold later that I could suggest for you to heal this circle of people, their sacred chakra, coming to the end of the session, everybody could get some healing from you, Aphrodite.
Yes,
That would be
to
lovely.
activate your sacral chakra.
That would be lovely. Is there anybody else with questions that you all like to ask Aphrodite? Aphrodite, I have another question because when Thoth wanted to create the series for Ascension series on ancient civilization, he specifically said first was Egypt, followed by Atlantis. And I do know that Egypt and Atlantis are very closely related. Could you share some relationship between Egypt and Atlantis?
Atlantis was created also very similar to Egypt, which has very good technology and advancement to create, to grow the nation, like to build and build. So what we wanted to learn and what we can learn from Thoth and the rest of them was also in the similar concept that we wanted equality and balance among all living beings. We wanted to try that again, and this time expanding because in Egypt there wasn't so many beings like the dolphins or the sea creatures were not so much part of it because of its location. So in Atlantis, we actually wanted to extend to welcome even more of those who were not in the original experiment of Egypt.
I see. So who actually got together and wanted to do this experiment?
This was a collective, not from here. It's from the star nations, the intergalactic star nations. They wanted to do a test using Atlantis as an example of how it can work.
How many of the star nations, how many nations are there to form the star nations?
Many, 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 many nations.
Yeah. There is also another question in the chat room about the power spots on Earth. Where are the power spots on Earth that are closely connected to Atlantis civilization?
Atlantis civilization is very large and vast. And Atlantis then and Atlantis now, or what it is left, is very different. It's quite hard to explain. It extends to Africa and Americas, that what you call today. A lot of the islands there as well. But I cannot say very clearly now where exactly the spots are because you are not able to reach them. So, not so important to know, is it? What is important is where you are. You hold the energy, as I say, within you. You can create your own Atlantis within you. Atlantis was all about adapting and accepting. Everyone was to learn and accept each other and to learn the good things from each other. Everyone was different. We can learn from the dolphins and the whales, and they can learn from us. We all coexist in say a circle. Everyone was helping each other and balanced the energy of Earth at that time.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. So we're coming to the last 12 minutes. Do you think this is a good time to get some healing on our sacral chakra?
Yes, let's do that.
Thank you.
Now I want all of you to feel your sacral chakra. As you breathe in this love that you have for yourself. Your beautiful body that was created here on earth. As you breathe out, you let out the energies that no longer serve you. And I shall work on activating all your sacral chakras. I can sense some are actually very weak. Let yourself be free. There's nothing to be afraid. You were all made beautiful and all meant to activate all your chakras, including your sacral chakra, is only to benefit your human body and human experience. So take that with love for yourself. There's nothing to be ashamed, but embrace your body, embrace your full physical self as a perfect equation of love. Thank you.